From a humble beginning of 1650 members, we have matured as the largest accounting body of the world with more than 5 lakh members and 11 lakh students. मुझे मजरूर सुल्तानपुरी का वो कलाम याद आता है. कहते हैं, मैं अकेला ही चला था जानबे मंजिल, मैं अकेला ही चला था जानबे मंजिल, लोग जुड़ते गए कारवां बनता गया. कितना अजीम कारवां तैयार है. Dr. C.P. Radhakrishnan, who was earlier the governor of Maharashtra, what he said touched me very much. He said, I belong to Tripur. As a child, my father came house beaming, very happy. He said, what happened, Papa? He said, we had the first CA from Tripur. Now Tripur will progress. This is more than 50 years old now, 60 years old. This is the value of chartered accountants. I want to showcase to you that we are on unprecedented heights. Our acceptability internationally has been out of the board. We were the first in the world to come out with guidance on remote auditing way back on 30th March 2020 when COVID had barely started. I want to tell you that we are the first in the world to promulgate 23 forensic standards.
मैं हरदम कहता हूं कि हम पॉजिटिव प्रोफेशनल्स हैं. क्यों कहता हूं पता है? एक एडवोकेट कब बढ़ता है? जब लिटिगेशन और क्राइम बढ़ते हैं. एक डॉक्टर कब बढ़ता है? जब बीमारियां और महामारियां बढ़ती हैं. हम कब बढ़ते हैं? जब देश बढ़ता है, इकोनॉमी बढ़ती है, जीडीपी बढ़ती है, नेशनल इनकम बढ़ता है, हमारी कंपनी और हमारा क्लाइंट बढ़ता है, तब हम बढ़ते हैं. तो हम कहते हैं कि हम पॉजिटिव प्रोफेशनल्स हैं. वो कहते हैं चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स के बारे में, मंजिल मिल ही जाती है भटक कर ही सही, गुमराह तो वो है जो घर से निकले नहीं. या एष शब्देषु जागृते हमारा मोटो है. वी आर ऑलवेज अवेक अमॉन्ग्स द वन हु आर स्लीपिंग. अभी हमको सौरभ जी ने पूछा था एआई के बारे में, तो मैंने यही बताया कि भैया ये एमबीएस धोखा खा सकते हैं, सीएस धोखा नहीं खाएंगे, क्योंकि हमारे को तो खून में यही सिखाया गया है. वी आर अवेक अमॉन्ग्स द वन हु आर स्लीपिंग. तो ये हमारी खासियत है. और चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट जिस फील्ड में जाता है महारत हासिल करता है. हमारे प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी ने कहा था, मेरे सिग्नेचर से ज्यादा वैल्यू अगर कोई सिग्नेचर किया है तो एक चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट के सिग्नेचर की है. हम 5 लाख मेंबर और 10 लाख स्टूडेंट इस इंस्टीट्यूट को नायाब बनाते हैं. हम इस इंस्टीट्यूट को ग्रेट बनाते हैं जो 1700 मेंबर से चालू हुआ था. अकेले ही चले थे जाने बे मंजिल, लोग जुड़ते गए कारवां बन गया. और आप सब कंपनियों को हेड कर रहे हो. फ्रेंड्स, हम 183 ब्रांचेस हैं, 5 रीजनल काउंसिल है, 52 इंडिया के बाहर हमारे चैप्टर्स हैं, हमारे 30 रिप्रेजेंटेटिव ऑफिस है इंडिया के बाहर, और हमारे 60, 70, 80 हजार मिनिमम चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स इंडिया के बाहर हैं. अगर आप कहीं भी मिडिस्ट में किसी भी कंपनी में जाकर के बात करोगे तो सीएफओ या डायरेक्टर फाइनेंस आपका चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट होगा. आज का ये जो प्रोग्राम है ये सीएमआईबी ने किया है. मैं आपको रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा अपने इंस्टीट्यूट, क्योंकि आपका नाम आपके पेरेंट्स ने दिया होगा, सरनेम फोरफादर से चला आ रहा होगा. आपने मेहनत और मुशक्कत करके ये टफेस्ट एग्जाम को क्लियर करके अपने नाम के सामने 2 लेटर जोड़ा, लेटर सीए.
See, if the SDFC bank is successful, one of the most important reason that they are having thousands of chartered accountants. If ICAI bank is successful, one of the most important reason that they are having largest number of the members of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. If the chartered accountants will be there, young chartered accountants will be there, your industry, your company, your organization is bound to succeed, bound to grow by leap and bound. When we are having the members of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India in a great number in India, the brain drain is not happening due to the region, the policies and of the Modi government. We are witnessing that the GDP in this time also we are having the biggest economy as far as the GDP growth is concerned. So we are going to be third largest economy. We are having I on number 1 slot, the biggest economy of the world. And what I'm telling, I mean it. We were generating 60% GDP of the world at one point of time. Maybe 600, 700, 800 years back, 60% GDP of the entire world. So with the help and support of the best accounting professionals, the members of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, if your respective industries will grow, our country will grow and our country will grow. Of course, we will be reaching to the third largest economy immediately, and that day is not far when we will be reaching to the number one position, which we were, of course, in the ancient times. The CFOs who are having 25 years of experience, 30 years of experience, 35 years of experience, 40 years of experience, we are having 24/7 job portal. Industries want the best of the chartered accountants, even at the age of 65 years, at the age of 70 years, even at the age of 75 years. If the Prime Minister Modi can contribute at the age of 75 years, why not the chartered accountants? So I will urge all of you to be the part of the initiatives of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, to be the part of the initiatives of the Committee for Members in Industry. We will be doing everything and anything for all of you.
Now, today's conversation is one I find particularly exciting because it brings together these finance leaders under one roof this evening, where we're going to imagine what the future of finance leadership will look like in an AI-powered world. Now, we will start with touching upon the new CFO mindset. And my first question will be to Dr. Anuj Goyal. Traditionally, CFOs were known as custodians of control. But with AI, are they becoming the architects of strategy?
Changing role of the CFOs is concerned. We are very well aware that now, with the use of the technology, when we are having AI in place, and practically India has become the global leader as far as AI is concerned. And the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, Pooja ji, has been the pioneer in the accountancy field worldwide. I think we are the only accounting body which is the member of the International Federation of Accountants, IFAC, which has gone ahead very, very passionately. Our more than 50,000 chartered accountants now are having the expert knowledge of the AI.
Would you say that finance today is as much about making technology-related decisions as financial ones? And to what extent?
Maybe I can take one small example which we at our company has used. Like a Gujarat government or most of state government, they have some sort of incentive schemes. And naturally, as a part of control, that incentive would be applicable only for the vehicles sold in the same state. Being a chartered accountant, I wanted to make sure that if you are claiming a government money, this should be 100% genuine documents. But it's not only on the company, because vehicle get registered by individual customers. And we are part of society. You cannot rule out, there will be a small percentage of the people who try to hoodwink the system. So to make it a foolproof, we decided we will go to government's Vahan portal and cross-check if a customer is claiming he has registered vehicle, is his data genuine? Initially, that was being done manually because you go to government system, login. But subsequently, we used the technology, took Ministry of Road Transport permission, got automatically tool. And that tool will automatically log into the system, get the data, what we call bot. And with this, we were able to reduce the processing time to almost reduce by 90%. And also able to achieve what we call zero defect. And if the amounts like our each quarter claim will be more than 100 crores, if we are able to save 3 months in the processing, we chartered accountant know what much interest we can save. So technology helps, let me put both the way, speed and accuracy. Thank you.
Very well said, actually. Because like you mentioned, collecting data, collecting years of information was something that took a lot of time and was very time consuming. And I'll move to my next question, and that'll be to Mr. Bansal. Has the definition of what really matters in finance today evolved because of AI as opposed to, say, 5 years ago? Or can you highlight what has very vividly changed when it comes to what was deemed very important 5 years ago in finance versus what is now deemed very important for finance professionals today. Of course, technology, but what within technology? How are the finance professionals adapting to become the new age finance team?
So what I have seen is that when I was doing CA or working with a company, I was a part of robotics. Like, so in that case, 5 years ago, when you were doing these kind of small changes which increase efficiency and the saving for the company, that actually changed the world. So at that time, this was a very small thing. But now, with the evaluation of AI, everything is real. Imagine if within a quick second, you will get the more and more information. Whatever you want, you just a click of a button, you can change and incorporate the same in the system. The only thing, the thing is, like, suppose I can give you an example. Earlier, we used to prepare trial balance and all manually through computers. But now that within a quick of second, you can easily develop the dashboards. Within a quick click of a button, that in a single page, you can present everything in a single page to each kind of public presentations, whatever needs. So this kind of digitization impressed me a lot. And we as a CFO should incorporate all these kind of things in our real environment. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Goyal. Now I'll move to Mr. Pushpendra Dikshit. As we're already talking about where AI has made the most impact, it has saved a lot of time, it has cut a lot of costs. Let me talk about forecasting in particular. Forecasting obviously has been made a lot more accurate with years of sales patterns and market trends that's available on the dashboards, as he mentioned. Even external factors like inflation or weather can be predicted now with AI, and you can predict what might happen next with the product. So can you share a real example where AI has made forecasting faster, more accurate, and even more strategic in your organization?
AI is something that is inevitable now, and we are surrounded by AI in many ways. AI as a concept, AI in ICAI, AI, Modi ji says, aspirational Indians. So a lot of AI is no escape. In our set of businesses, we need to be on our toes to kind of understand the customer's preferences, consumer preferences, specifically post-pandemic. We did some exercise within the, limited detail which I can share, but yes, we leveraged a lot on technology to read the consumer preferences as to, because with OTT phenomenon, cinema was like taking a back seat. We thought that that's the end, but that was not it. AI technology helped us to understand that if there's a good content, if it is running on a big screen, people are still interested to move out of the comfort of zone, even after they have got very well furnished screen inside house. Still they would like to come out with family and all. So I think that was really very helpful to us.
Well, I have to say, what an incredibly rich and forward-looking conversation. AI is not here to replace, it's here to elevate. And the new age CFOs are shaping the backbone of a digital in finance. Thank you so much. And please join me in thanking our esteemed panelists for this wonderful conversation.
Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, Committee for Members Industry and Business और Zee Business की इस खास पेशकश एलिवेट CFO फोरम में आपका स्वागत है। ये दौर व्यू का है, Volatile, Uncertain, Complex and Ambiguous. इन अनसर्टनिटीज के बीच बिजनेसेस नई सोच, नई स्ट्रैटेजी पर काम कर रहे हैं। इसी बैकड्रॉप में आज के इस पैनल की थीम रहने वाली है कैपिटल एलोकेशन इन अ वॉलेटाइल वर्ल्ड। हमारे साथ कई खास मेहमान मौजूद हैं जिनसे हम बातचीत करेंगे और कैपिटल एलोकेशन के विभिन्न पहलुओं पर, डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव्स पर विस्तार से बातचीत करेंगे। आपके सामने एक 360 डिग्री पर्सपेक्टिव रखने की कोशिश करेंगे। अगर हम देखें इस अनसर्टेन एनवायरनमेंट में इंडिया स्टोरी को ब्राइट स्पॉट माना जा रहा है एंड मोर ओवर अपनी इकोनॉमी में हमने देख अपनी उसकी रिजिलियंस भी है। हम इंडस्ट्री के डिफरेंट वर्टिकल्स पर बातचीत करेंगे, कुछ इंसाइट जानने के लिए, लर्निंग समझने के लिए, कुछ बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस अगर आप शेयर कर सकें। लेट्स बिगिन विद यू मिस्टर सिंह साहब, आप बता सकें जिस तरह से डेंटल केयर स्पेस में हमने देखा एक मार्केट पूरा फ्रैगमेंटेड रहा, लेकिन आप उसको काफ़ी ऑर्गेनाइज तरह से आगे रन कर रहे हैं। सो वी वुड लाइक टू अंडरस्टैंड एग्जैक्टली यू हैव अ लीडरशिप पोजिशन इन दैट, सो हाउ आर यू कंसोलिडेटिंग दैट पोजिशन एंड व्हाट स्ट्रैटेजीज आर अडॉप्टिंग in this present uncertain environment?
So I'll take a step back. As you said, we are living in a VUCA world, which is volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous. But I'll say we have now moved from VUCA world to a Barney world. Barney, as I say, it's brittle. Things appear strong, but they're not as strong. They are brittle. They crack. There is anxiety among systems, among people. Then things have become non-linear. The cause and effect, we never know. The outcome is non-linear. And then outcomes are incomprehensible. So we are living not in a VUCA world today, but we are living in a Barney world today. So today, I think as finance leaders, we have to ensure that the organizations that we build are not only financially intelligent, but also emotionally intelligent. So I think that's the key point for the finance leaders today.
हम आपसे समझना चाह रहे हैं, जब कैपिटल स्ट्रैटेजी की बात हो रही है, सो सिंस दीज आर अनसर्टन वॉलेटाइल टाइम्स, सो हाउ इंपॉर्टेंट इज कम्युनिकेशन एंड दैट टू इफेक्टिव कम्युनिकेशन टू द स्टेक होल्डर्स?
सर, इफेक्टिव कम्युनिकेशन की बात करें अबाउट इंडिया, इंडिया इज नाउ नेगोशिएटिंग विद वॉशिंगटन, इंडिया इज कंपीटिंग विद चाइना, इंडिया इज डूइंग इट ट्रेड विद मॉस्को, इंडिया इज नाउ building with Tokyo, and I can say India is the only country which is part of Quad, which is part of at the same time BRICS. It is part of SCO and at the same time special invitee to G7. तो इंडिया की कम्युनिकेशन स्किल एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी है। इंडिया ने जैसे ही आपके जो थोड़ा वोलाटाइल नज़र आया ना, जो इन्होंने अभी वोका वर्ड यूज़ किया, आजकल मैं उसका दूसरा नाम ट्रम्प कहता हूँ, ठीक है। तो जो वोका है, वो वोका जैसे ही समझ में आया कि यहाँ कुछ टर्बुलेंस है, इंडिया ने क्या किया, ऑस्ट्रेलिया के साथ पहले कर चुके थे, यूके से आके तुरंत किया, जापान से हम लोग कंप्लीट कर चुके, सिंगापुर से कर चुके, मॉरिशियस से कर चुके, आज न्यूजीलैंड में जहाँ ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट शुरू है। तो 2 दिन पहले मेरी बात भी, ही इज़ ऑल्सो चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट, जो हमारे कम्युनिकेशन सारा कर रहे हैं। तो इंडिया आज के दिन स्टार्टअप नेशन है, इंडिया आज के दिन स्पेस पावर है जो साउथ पोल पे जा कर के बैठता है, इंडिया आज के दिन वॉइस ऑफ ग्लोबल साउथ है। तो इंडिया आज के दिन कम्युनिकेशन में सबसे आगे है। व्हेन वी टॉक ऑफ दैट, पहले हम टेबल पे अपनी सीट मांगते थे, आज हम टेबल बिछाते हैं और लोगों को बोलते हैं कि आके बैठो, और हम जहाँ से खड़े होते हैं वहाँ से लाइन चालू होती है। वो इंडिया है आज का।
चलिए हम बातचीत को आगे बढ़ाते हैं। शालू जी, आप हमें फाइनेंशियल रेजिलियंस पर बताएं। व्हाट इज़ योर टेक इन दिस प्रेजेंट सिनेरियो? How are you really working on that? Can you tell us something about on that front?
Financial resilience is far beyond, cost cutting and measurable liquidity. It's now more about the people in the company who can work, who can thrive in the difficult situation, who can grow, who can think. So in the Indian market today is very volatile. Volatile in such a way it depends upon so many factors like geopolitical risk, like technology disruption, like increased consumer expectation. So in such a scenario, financial resilience is all about to handle the difficulties with confidence and to seize the opportunities which are coming on the way. Moreover, I believe these two parameters, cost cutting and maintaining liquidity, is very important because it provides us the cushion to work in a smooth era of the business. But if we focus on these two pillars only, then I believe it will be very difficult, and it will minimize our ability to grow and to think about and to think out of the box.
दुष्यंत जी, आप बता सकें इस एज में रेलेवेंट बने रहने के लिए ऑर्गेनाइज स्ट्रैटजीज बना रहे हैं, उस पर काम कर रहे हैं. आप ये बताइए, एक तो रेलिवेंट प्रासंगिक रहने के लिए एंड देन टेकिंग ऑपरेशंस टू द नेक्स्ट लेवल, कैसे काम किया जाए, कैसे स्ट्रैटेजीज फॉर्म की जाए, कैसे रोड मैप बनाया जाए, व्हाट इज योर टेक?
I think 10 years before, we used to talk in megawatts, like 5 megawatts, 10 megawatts of capacity in renewables. Today, we are talking in gigawatts. Earlier, our contribution of renewable energy to overall energy requirements was less than 5%. Today, we are saying it's more than 50%. It's expected it will be more than 85% in 5 years. So 3 years before, this sector, what sector was, now it's 5 times, and the companies are growing at rapid scale. So that's on the size and scale, the way situation is changing. Now I'll give you a second example in terms of how do you stay relevant, how do you ensure that you are not impacted by the VUCA and BANI environment, and your capital strategy is in sync with all the changing needs of the consumer as well as the lender. I'll give you an example. This year in January, there was a study from CRISIL that this year is going to be the warmest summer over last decade, and it resulted and turned out to be the coldest summer. It was exactly opposite compared to what the topmost agency had quoted. So people who were not agile at that time or who had limited flexibility, they of course they struggled. But in cases where you had enough capital with diversified sources, you could change your capital strategy. And the same thing we do in our business. We have manufacturing, we have solar production, and we have waste to energy. So we have a diversified set of lenders, diversified set of quasi-equity investors, and between domestic and international. So we can immediately revolve the funding as and when with the changing needs. So my view is to have a cushion and to have enough diversified sources to be able to cope up with the changing needs.
ठाकर साहब, आप कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल पर कुछ इनपुट देना चाहेंगे इन दिस कॉम्पिटिटिव एनवायरनमेंट?
See, for again the cost of capital for a healthcare, again most of the organizers, luckily we are cash rich and we don't much believe in the loans and all. But again, the cost of capital, because of the capital intensive, most of these healthcare or most of these organizations take two kind of capital. One is the working capital, because of all these panel and CGHS and ECHS. Plus the TPS, you get very delayed payment. So you need to have a working capital kind of a scenario. And second is the capex, because if you see, that's a loan. Bank loan would be traditionally the best source, and you get that rating kind of a thing. And based on that, in what scenario you fall, you get a good amount. Then you go to the NBFCs and further. The basic reason is that people see it as a very lucrative to expand. So if you see, there has been expansion with people perceiving as no risk in a healthcare, because every day and now you see certain group of healthcare being expanded. From where that money is coming, the PE capital is long investing into healthcare, which was not the scenario earlier, which is good for expansion, growth and healthcare in all the sector. But at the same time, it is about the return. That's a social cause. But again, the money is coming from somebody who would return for after 5 years or something. So capital allocation, what kind of capital allocation and what is its underlying value to it is very important in healthcare.
Thank you very much for this wonderful, interesting session and great insights. आपका सभी का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. तो बदलाव की हवाएं चल रही हैं, winds of change, और CFOs भी उसके साथ कदम आगे बढ़ा रहे हैं. हमारी ओर से आपको शुभकामनाएं. Thank you very much. Thank you all of you.